Hello and welcome. Kerry here from Healing Humanity, the
Hello,
power of a
hello.
proper human diet with Adam Lacy from Carnivore Today,
Hello, hello.
Ashley from Carnivore Brothers,
Hello.
Lynn from Midlife Carnivore, and Dr. Nelson might be back in just a minute with us as well. We're excited to answer any carnivore questions you guys have tonight. It's our Carnivore Q&A Thursday Night Live. We're going to be doing some giveaways as well. Maybe we should get started. Ashley, should we talk about some of our meetups?
Yeah, we can. There's some background noise. I'm not sure if we're hearing that. Oh, there we go.
Lynn, I think we're getting a little background noise, but I just muted it. We
got
a big meetup coming up.
If I'm in a car, if it's going to be too much noise, I'll just bow out of this one. So let me know. I'll keep myself on mute as much as I can.
Sounds good.
Sounds good right now.
Yep.
Well, you're in a car for a reason, so I guess let's start there because you are on the way to our meetup coming up this weekend.
So actually I arrived in Nashville on Tuesday. And so we've been there for a couple of days, but today we got up early and drove to Kentucky to the ARC encounter.
Oh, awesome.
And so we did that. We're on our way back. So I'm not driving. My son-in-law is driving, and Dave and I are here in the back seat.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for jumping on. I know there's lots of preparation getting ready for it. We are excited. We've got a lot of people who are excited about this one. I'm super excited because it's going to be in Yuma, Tennessee, the wonderful city of Yuma, Tennessee. But we've got a great venue out there. Dr. Barry is going to be there, and Adam and Carrie get to go film Dr. Barry. So that's super exciting. For the second time for the documentary. Dr. Kiltz is going to be there. If Dr. Nelson jumps back on, he's going to be there. Coach Lisa, we got Dante, we've got Pastor Jimmy and Annette. Emma's going to be there. So that's all super, super exciting. We're ready for this one to go. I know we've got a lot of people excited and ready to be there.
We got a few tickets left, right? If the people want to still come last minute.
Yes, hurry and get those tickets. They will be for sale through Saturday, but I can't promise there'll be enough food for everybody if we get a big mad rush here.
Right. Yuma, Tennessee, and then we've got another one coming up in Canada in May, Ontario, Canada.
First time going to Canada for Healing Humanity, right? Representing. This will be great with Dr. Kiltz there and Dwight Garlow, which I know you've gotten the pleasure to meet and spend a lot of time with, and he's just an amazing person. And helping so many people up there. So it would be great just to be together with him and hear more about what he's doing. And then Ronnie Campbell, cancer survivor, stage 4 cancer survivor. Amazing story there. Plus, your family will be there, Jen and the triplets, right?
That's right. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting event. We've got one in Washington as well. There's all sorts of events. So if you're interested, go to healinghumanity.movie/events and come join us at one of these meetups. They've been a lot of fun. This Dr. Barry one's going to be pretty amazing. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, he's helped so many in this and what we're doing right now, the question and answer. I mean, I was debating if anybody else should be on stage. We just let Dr. Barry answer all the questions because he's just so good. He'll knock them all out, but he's so great. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, before we answer your questions, I should have done this already. We're going to do a giveaway tonight. We're giving away Redmond's travel size salt shaker. It's $20 value. Post your best question with #salt. #salt. And in order to win, you have to follow each of the individuals you see here on the screen. There is a link in the description. It takes 2 seconds. You can subscribe to them on Facebook and then post your question with #salt. And in a couple minutes, we'll do a drawing for the Redmond Salt Shaker. We're going to be giving away some other things as well.
The brand new Healing Humanity Salt Shaker.
I got to get me one of those. That looks pretty cool. All right, #salt. We got a couple entries coming in already, so let's see. Should we jump into some questions?
Yes, let's do it.
We got a new member, Linda, and a new member, Mark. Welcome. Thank you for that. A question from Pat. My daughter is having so much trouble with her diabetes. Yesterday, she went to the hospital with her diabetes at 29.6. She lost her sight and feeling in her legs. I don't know what to tell her anymore.
Wow. I don't know if that measurement is at 29.6. That couldn't be an A1C,
Yeah,
could
what
it?
units? No, what
No.
units are those? They wouldn't even test in the ER. They wouldn't even test in A1C. So, yeah, I'm not sure what units those are.
I'm
Uh,
not sure either.
yeah. So, I mean, unless that's low, but usually we don't get a 0.6. We usually get a whole number. Yeah, it'd be helpful to know what unit of measurement that is. If that was like a blood sugar, yeah, like I said, they don't even give a 0.6 blood sugar of like a 30 or whatever. That's low.
I hate to hear that she's lost her sight. I know that there's
Yeah.
there's a lot of complications with diabetes if it's out of control. And so that's why it's so important to try and get in control. But I don't know. I mean, this place, that the hospital is probably the best place for her to try and help at least get things under control initially. But getting
It's
off
hard.
of the carbs and
Yeah.
sugars is just going to be absolute key.
It's hard because we would imagine that that would be a strong enough why for us to
Mhm.
to change things, but everyone has to come to their own, breaking point. And not everybody does it before the breaking point, but what we would think would be beyond the breaking point, which it sounds like this is the case with her. But
Yeah.
I would just, continue to encourage her to do the things that'll help. I mean, at this
I mean,
point with the, I don't know if it's can be cured, but it could definitely be helped.
I'm gonna just go ahead and go out there, and because my niece just got diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic and went to the hospital. They helped lower her blood sugars and things like that. But there's medications that they'll probably put your daughter on, and they'll help a little bit. They're not going to reverse it. They're not going to get rid of the diabetes or anything else like that. They're gonna teach her to manage it. If they can get it to come down. And the way they were talking about it with my niece was, it's okay to have certain things but not others. And Fruit Loops is okay. You just need so much insulin to offset that. And it just, getting rid of the carbs and the sugars is by far the best and fastest thing you can do to reverse your diabetes. And Dr. Ken Berry is one that I'd point you right to immediately with all the work that he's done on it. There's some incredible videos out there about it, but I'm living testimony of being able to reverse my type 2 diabetes in, really probably less than 6 months time. There's a great deal to do with what you put in your body that is causing this. And so just keep loving and supporting on her right now. She's going through a very traumatic event, and love her through it. And then hopefully you'll be able to help her with some information down the road.
Yeah, that's a tough one for sure. All right. Question from Stevie Wood. Been on a 2-week stall. Please help. I eat beef and eggs mostly 1 to 2 times a day.
I'd say that's not super unusual. I mean,
Yeah.
a 2-week stall there's a lot of fluctuations that happen on the carnivore diet as your body changes. And sometimes it is just perfectly fine to stall out, and you'll see that stall for a little while, and then, keep doing the right thing, and you'll see it catch back up.
Yeah, I didn't do anything different until I'd been stalled for about 3 months because I wanted to give myself an opportunity to see whether or not this was just my body kind of settling in and adjusting to the weight loss and hanging out for a little bit. And then, so I waited for about 3 months, but then fasting has definitely helped to break the stall. And so maybe you might want to try incorporating some fasting and see. But initially, I had to eat more. I wasn't eating enough. So it really just depends. If you're tracking to see how much you're eating and you're getting plenty of food, then maybe fasting might be an option. Maybe try a 2 or 3 day fast and see if that helps.
Yeah, good advice. I always tell people the tricky part is with a 2-week stall, like they were saying, you might not even You might not even be stalled. You might just be fluctuating water weight. But
Yeah.
if you are truly stalled, that is always my advice for people. Kind of what Lynn said is, my advice is just try something different. Try something different. So if you're doing carnivore, maybe try lion diet for a couple of days. If you're trying lion diet, maybe try intermittent fasting. Our bodies get into these weird routines where it's amazing how you can hold on to weight and just kind of stall out for a long time. But oftentimes it happens when we're doing the same thing over and over again, which I think a lot of people end up doing on carnivore. I know I do. I could eat
Yeah.
the same burger patties every single day for 6 months straight and just same time of day every single day, and I don't get bored of it. So
Yeah, it's important to keep your body guessing.
absolutely.
Vary the calories, the macros day to day, and incorporate some fasting.
Nancy C, are you still looking for carnivore stories for the documentary? We're always looking for stories. We're kind of at the end of the main documentary in terms of filming new stories for that. But the series, I imagine, will go on forever. So if you're interested in sharing your story or supporting the documentary, you can go to healinghumanity.movie. Healinghumanity.movie. A lot of the stories we didn't even really look for, if I'm being honest. They've kind of found us. Random Hu Tao Simp. What about fermented foods like raw milk, kefir, and sauerkraut? Have you guys tried them with carnivore?
I have not. Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't see any benefit just because of the health improvements that I've seen just by eating, beef, salt, and water, essentially, with some occasional eggs and bacon and butter. But yeah, even though I love sauerkraut, I just there's no reason for me to eat it. So I haven't
Yeah, and
tried
I
it.
can't have the fermented foods because they're higher in histamine, and the whole thought behind them has to do with support of the gut microbiome. But I think that so many of us have come to the conclusion that we really don't know a whole lot about the gut microbiome, even the medical community doesn't know a whole lot about it. I think your gut microbiome adjusts to the way you're eating. But if you have any histamine issues, they can cause you problems if you do those. But I know some people do kefir and sauerkraut.
I did try some sauerkraut at one point and didn't really have any notice anything negative, except I did have some more gas the next day. That's for sure.
Yeah. For me, I used to love sauerkraut when I did keto. That was my go-to. But haven't tried that on carnivore. If it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing. I feel great just eating beef, butter, bacon, eggs, mostly meat. So I just continue to do that. All right. We've got Rich LeBoy gifted 10 Homestead How memberships. Wow. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. All of the membership funds that I get go 100% towards the documentary. So we really appreciate that. We're heading out to film Dr. Ken Berry. So thank you all for your memberships and all the donations to the GoFundMe, and folks that have purchased the Healing Humanity shirts. We have links for those in the description. All of those funds go 100% towards the documentary. And we wouldn't be going to film Dr. Berry without you guys. So thank you so much.
So I had a quick comment on Pat Burt that was talking about the diabetes and that high number. They said they can't wait to see everyone at the Canada meetup. So that number was a Canadian number. So I think
That
what
makes
is
sense.
it? Yeah, anything over 11 is considered high. So the 29.6 is probably the millimoles.
Okay.
So really high blood sugar.
Yeah, high blood sugar. Yeah.
Question from Maplewood Homestead. For those that just jumped on now, just a quick announcement. We're going to be doing a drawing for a $20 Redmond's portable travel size salt shaker. So post your best question with hashtag salt. Maplewood Homestead has a question. 57-year-old woman in my 4th year carnivore, fell off a little bit, nuts and tortilla chips for 3 months. Now back on for the last month. 2 weeks, no dairy, no weight loss. What can I do?
think it goes back to what we were advising the other person that asked a similar question of getting, varying your intake from day to day, keep your body guessing, try to incorporate some fasting. Possibly if maybe track for a few days just to see exactly what you're doing and so that you'll know.
She must have hit a dead zone.
There we go.
I
There
must
she's
have
back.
hit a dead zone. But yeah, vary it because our bodies we need to keep our bodies guessing. We make sure you're not eating the same thing every day. Yeah, give that a try.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks is not a real long time in the grand scheme of things, right? So just keep plugging away, and again, that you may see more results here in the next couple of weeks and see a difference in what you're seeing on the scale.
Yeah, I agree. Keep at it. Sounds like you're doing great. Just stick to it.
Yeah, and off for 3 months and now back on for a month. You're probably just finishing getting back transitioned. So it may potentially be a little bit too early to figure out for sure where you're at. But I would say varying it up and would be a good next step.
Yep. And maybe I know I always say this, but if you did carnivore for 4 years, doing lion diet isn't that big of a stretch. And it's not like it's a lifelong commitment. If you did lion diet for a little while, that might be something worth trying. But I think you're on track here. It hasn't been too much time yet. So thank you for that question, Maplewood Homestead. Hey, it's Becky. All for Jesus Carnivore. I reversed my type 2 diabetes in 7 months on carnivore.
Woo!
Becky's great.
Yay.
Becky's the best. Thanks, Becky. Viva. Crystal Ray. I've been on an almost year stall. I've tried different things, even eating more. I do drink coffee with cream. I'm so stumped.
The cream can be a problem. I had to stop the cream for myself because that was an issue.
That would be the very first thing that I would recommend cutting out is the cream. And then you may have to end up cutting out the coffee as well because you may not like the taste of it now.
Yeah, that is, I have heard that one so many times. People that have stalled out and then they'll leave a comment and it's almost always the cream, the dairy. So
yeah, a year stall, that is a long time. So I'd be curious, how much more weight loss is needed.
Right.
And it may be that you're maybe eating not getting enough variety. Like this is a question we've had several times during this live stream. And it's going to be a matter of, what your body to what.
I think we're losing you again, Lynn.
Robot Lynn.
Yeah.
Lost you a little bit on the end there, but
I think I know I can speak to at least the dairy part of it in the sense that you don't think it's that much when you're just putting a few drops of dairy in your coffee, but I've heard from a lot of people that definitely does impact. So you might try doing that and try and maybe at least go into decaf coffee for a little bit to see if you can try and get, maybe have a little, if you still like it black, have it a little bit that way, but get rid of the dairy and see if those two factors will help you.
It's hard to say too, what other factors might be an issue, like stress and sleep and things like that.
yeah. Stress is a big one too. I think a lot of people overlook when we stall out. I think that's a culprit for many people that they might not realize. Mm-hmm. Thanks for that question. Chris Stearns. There we go. Chris Stearns, $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Chris. Chris is incredible. Chris is in our membership site too, healinghumanity.life. Just a little cash for some road patties for the Tennessee trip. You don't know how much I appreciate that, Chris, because I'm going to need it. Just crazy. You're so close to being done filming and started watching when you and Jen were just doing movie nights live from the theater. Very proud of the team. Oh, you're the best, Chris. Thank you so much.
So cool.
Really appreciate that. I'm gonna need the road patties. I made up a huge power bowl today. I've been doing Lion Diet for quite a while, and I'm like, I'm going on the road. I need some. I felt like a power bowl. I made a huge one for the road trip, and it's almost all gone. There's not going to be any left tomorrow. Not going to be any left at all. Thank you for that, Chris. All right, we're going to be doing that drawing in just a couple minutes here. Hashtag salt with your best question. We got another question here. Sometimes when I eat ground beef, the back of my throat hurts. Would that be a histamine symptom? I can't wrap my head around the whole histamine thing.
It could be. I mean, I'd be curious to know about, like, does it feel pressure, like swelling, or is it like a stabbing pain? But either way, it could be, because there's definitely, with ground beef, there is more of a histamine than, like a steak. So it's a possibility.
All right. Hey, it's Christy from Meeting Wellness.
Hey.
Great YouTube channel. Shout out Christy, Meeting Wellness. Will you be doing a meetup in Southern California?
Well, if you host it and
Yes.
invite us,
Yes,
come.
let's go.
Where's the invite? Let's
Put it
go.
together, Christy.
I'd
don't
love
cur-
to.
Hey,
Right.
Christy, definitely reach out to me. I know Southern California is on the list at some point. We've got a lot of dates that we're working with right now and trying to get to as many locations as possible. Priority still has to be completing the documentary, so we've got to make sure we stay focused on that. But we'd love to get out as many locations, and I know Southern Cal is a big one that a lot of people have asked about. So partner with me on it. Let's figure it out, and we'll get a date on the calendar.
Yeah, and for those that are just joining, we've got a bunch of meetups coming up. There's a link in the description, so you can click on that to see all of the meetups. Also, drkiltz.com, he's got a very comprehensive list of meetups on the homepage of his site. One more question on the meetups here from Carnivore Crystal. Did I hear you are coming to Washington State, or is that DC?
Yes.
Yes and yes.
And yes.
Washington
But
State
June,
for sure.
but yes, but June 7th is Washington State.
June 7th is Washington State. That's in the Seattle area. And looking forward to that one. Dr. Baker's going to be there. Bella's going to be there. It's going to be a great meetup. We are planning DC as well. Those details have not been confirmed, so those are not listed on the website yet. But stay watchful for that one. And, of course, we'll announce it as soon as we can. But it'll be posted there first once it's official.
Potentially in September.
Hey, speaking of meetups, Dr. Nelson has joined.
Hey,
Welcome.
nice
back.
to meet
Dr.
you.
Nelson.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. Sorry, technical difficulties.
No worries.
And San Diego, I saw Chrissy was asking. We're going to be in San Diego. Dr. Kills is speaking at Low Carb San Diego in August.
Awesome.
Maybe sometime around there, we can be with some people. I don't know. We would have to coordinate it. But in August, Low Carb San Diego will be there.
Nice.
Excellent.
Hey, Pa Beater. I forgot to tell you, today is my 600-day anniversary on Carnivore.
Good to go.
Woo!
That is awesome.
Happy 600.
Pa Beater is going to meet Dr. Nelson out at our Yuma, Tennessee meetup. Pa Beater's coming to our meetup down there, so it's going to be fun seeing him in person. Dr. Nelson's going to be speaking at the meetup with Dr. Barry and Dr. Kiltz. I'm really looking forward to the big meetup. Congratulations, Bob. That's great. 600 days.
And last minute addition, Dr. Wiedemann is going to be there.
Oh, is she? Nice. Dr. Lisa Wiedemann. All right. Alex, Carnivore for Life. Hey, beautiful carnivore people. Carrie, if you're available, 1st of May. It's my 3-year carniversary. I would love to host a live stream to celebrate along with the Healing Humanity promotion and invites.
Awesome.
That sounds incredible.
Alex,
Excellent.
amazing.
As long as we don't have a meetup that day, I should be good for that, Alex. I'll take a look and let you know.
I don't think we do.
Yeah, I think that's open.
Yep. Although that's my daughter's birthday, so I may not make that one.
Maplewood Homestead question: my 16-year-old son is transitioning to carnivore. How much meat do you recommend for a 6-foot tall, thin guy? He's doing it for focus with ADD. He's tried it before and it helps.
Great.
I mean, for mental health issues, ADD, I think, I mean, and I'm sure Dr. Nelson would agree. I think high fat is really important because that's going to help the brain. And of course, yes, the meat, but make sure the fat is high because that's going to really help his brain.
And if you want to keep it simple, as much fatty meat as you can eat.
Yep.
Like, stop when you're full and eat when you're hungry. That is the simplest way to approach it because I've had 16-year-olds and, they almost ruined me. In fact, they did. So keep it simple. Eat when you're hungry. Do keep it fatty cuts of meat. I agree with Lynn.
One other piece of advice, Maplewood Homestead, is check out Christy at Meeting Wellness.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, I think her son is the same age, and he's doing carnivore and having some really good success with ADHD on carnivore. So at Meeting Wellness is her YouTube channel. All right. Question from Hex S. How do I tell if I'm getting enough protein with my fat mix?
Well, I guess over time, a good indicator would be as if you're losing muscle mass. If you are measuring that on one of those really fancy scales like Lynn has. But I don't know if you got any thoughts or comments on that, Lynn.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I use my smart scale as a gauge. But I am learning though from Coach Lisa that with me, I can afford to lose the muscle because I do have a lot of muscle. So it's learning it's not exactly the best measurement like I thought it was. But I have been doing more tracking of my macros, and I'm a little more focused on the fat than the protein. And because I eat fatty meats all the time. But maybe Dr. Nelson has some more to add to that.
The answer is the same as the previous question. I mean,
as much fatty meat as you can eat.
You can go to the nitty gritty and try to track macros and calculate things. And if you want to have a number, if you must have a number, then try to have about a gram of protein per pound of lean body mass or ideal body weight. That will be, it doesn't say there what the current weight or the height is of the person. So we will have to guess. But if you want to calculate with anything, start there. But eat enough to get satisfied and stop eating. Don't eat again until you're hungry. It's a good rule of thumb.
Good stuff. Hey, we got a 10-pound super chat from Alex. Got paid today, so why not contribute to the Incredible Healing Humanity documentary?
Oh, thanks, Alex.
Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you, everyone that's supported us through the GoFundMe or the purchasing shirts and things like that. Like I said earlier, we couldn't be doing this without you. We're heading down to Tennessee to film Dr. Ken Berry. I think his voice in the documentary, without saying, is going to inspire a lot of people, inspire a lot of healing. So we couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much.
How many ways are there to donate, Kerry?
Well, the best way is through the GoFundMe. That gets us the most bang for your buck. But if people purchase the Healing Humanity shirts or the Redmond Salt Shaker, there's a link in the description. The proceeds from all of that go towards the documentary. One of the best ways is through the membership site. We have that scrolling on the bottom of the screen there. healinghumanity.life, promo code 425. You get 50% off your first month. That's you can do it for 1 month, or you can do it for many months. You can go ongoing, but that's one of the best ways as well. In fact, that's probably better than the GoFundMe at this point. Because,
Yeah, if you want to do a recurring donation and you just want to be able to give a little bit each month, that's the best way is to become a member of the Healing Humanity Life.
Plus, it
And
gives
then
you all
you
the
get something
benefits
back.
of belonging to that community.
yeah,
And I'll throw the meetups out there too, because again, everything that any proceeds that we're not out making a buck on any of that. It's all going towards the documentary. So, there's expenses in putting that together and food and everything else, but any excess proceeds go right back to the documentary. A lot of times it's paying for the travel, rental equipment of the person they're filming and all this kind of stuff. There's, a lot of expenses tied to that.
yeah, and some good food, right?
Yeah. Hopefully
most of the meetups get some really good
we'll
food.
keep on that trend.
The membership site too. The other benefit is just got to do a huge shout out to Adam and Lynn and the whole team that's been working on the membership site. It's really been growing. And it's really been helping a lot of people. I just had Helen on my channel before, and she's been in our membership site. Incredible story of healing that she's found. But we've got multiple Zoom calls, like 12 Zoom calls a week now on the membership site. Doctors, Q&As, Inspire Together, Healing Humanity Heroes. So it's been a lot of fun. So appreciate that. We got one more super chat from D. Lee, $20. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much for that, D. Lee. Really appreciate it.
D. Lee's awesome.
D. Lee, I gotta have my D. Lee.
Right? We met her in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I actually got a selfie with her, but I'm not going to show it. She asked me not to.
I'm not wearing them right now, but D. Lee gifted me some incredible socks.
There you go.
I gotta wear those. Maybe I'll wear them to the meetup, the Dr. Berry meetup. Thank you. Thank you, D. Lee. Hey, one more quick shout out, and then we got to do the drawing for the Redmond Salt Shaker, and then we're going to take some more questions. Bill Knott is in the house. Bill Knott has entered the building.
Woo!
All right, we got to get Bill to one of these meetups soon.
No doubt.
When are we doing the big Alaskan meetup, Ashley?
Yes.
We just need to go to him.
Right?
Tomorrow.
All right, we're gonna give away the Redmond's travel size salt shaker. Here we go. Drum roll, please.
How much to rent an Alaskan airline?
Right. The winner of a Redmond's travel size salt shaker is Batcave Crypto. Congratulations, Batcave Crypto. How can Batcave Crypto claim their prize, Adam?
Well, Carrie, Batcave Crypto can go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway. Fill out the form, and Ashley will send you your salt shaker promptly. Congratulations. And I love the name.
Nice. All right, we're going to do one more giveaway here. So keep posting your questions. #life. We're going to give away free 30 days to Healing Humanity membership site that we just told you all about. #life with your best question, please. All right, we got another question here. This one's from Bev. Do most people drive to the meetups? I think so.
I would say yes, especially for the one in Yuma. Most everybody's definitely going to be driving, but there's actually, the people come from all over, which is really kind of fun and encouraging to see. In fact, I talked to a guy just a couple of nights ago who's flying in from Alaska to this one. So just super, super excited. I know we usually have multiple states represented, and some will fly into the city and drive in, and others will just drive themselves. So, but I would say probably 80% is within the local community typically.
If your name isn't Dr. Kiltz, you're probably driving.
Courtney asks, has anyone thought about eating real Cajun cracklings on this eating regimen? I have, and they are awesome and don't affect ketosis.
I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not familiar with what those are.
I'm Googling it. I'm Googling it right now.
Pork rinds or something, maybe? Or
it's just cracklings is you call them also pork
rinds?
Rinds, yes.
Yeah.
So that's a crackling, and basically a Cajun one is just a hot one.
Yeah. Probably got some spices.
That used to be my downfall prior to eating carnivore, was the spicy food. It just kept getting spicier and spicier. probably did some damage. Dennis, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Thanks to all. Dr. Barry is the greatest of all time.
The goat.
That he is.
Goat.
But not during this stream right now. Dr. Nelson is.
Thank you. I was gonna say I get no respect.
I gave you some.
Rodney Dangerfield coming out.
Speaking of Dr. Barry and goats, well, he doesn't have goats, right? He's got sheep. Well, we'll find out. Adam and I are going to be filming at the homestead, all of the Dr. Barry livestock for sure. Oh, there we go. We got Lynn back.
Yeah, I went through a dead zone. I think I left during the pork cracklings question, so I wasn't sure what you guys answered. I was trying to answer and got booted out. So.
Yeah, Dr. Nelson had us covered on that one.
Good, because I know the ingredients aren't necessarily very good.
Bucky Badger, we got a fellow Wisconsinite here, I think. What's your thoughts on processed carnivore? Early vegan and paleo diets were definitely more whole food based. Do you think this will happen with carnivore, and do you see downsides with that?
I don't want to see that happen.
I don't want to see it, but I think there's probably the reality is we probably will, right? I mean, there's going to be carnivore products that come out at some point that may not be as true to what carnivore originally started as, but
yeah, hopefully not. I mean, technically, carnivore is none of these other additives and things like that. You know, it's a pure, you know, one product type of thing. So it'd be hard to do that for a while, I guess. The marketing is probably where it's going to get everybody, and I think that's what happened with keto as well.
Yeah,
the marketing just ruined everything.
If someone can find a way to make money making a product, they will try it.
Yep.
So your best option is always a whole food and
and you know the stuff that they would have to add to it to make it shelf stable is not carnivore.
Yeah,
it's not going to be good. And
my brother and I have been working on that, actually, just trying to figure that out, and that's exactly what we're running into. It's hard. You can't keep without it being refrigerated. You have to either dry it out to where there's hardly any water moisture left in it, or you just can't keep it shelf stable.
Yeah, I would say if it happens, be suspicious of it and really read the ingredients carefully.
Yeah, I agree. That was one of the things that still drives me nuts if I go to Costco and you see these processed keto boxes and bags of stuff, and because there's a lot of people that they just don't know. I didn't know. I used to be like, oh, I'm doing keto, I'm doing good, I can eat this, and then there's all sorts of seed oils and artificial ingredients in that stuff. So, and
you can't just look at it, the fact that it may say 0 carbs or maybe less than 1 carb and go, oh, well, then it must be fine. You really have to read the ingredient label.
Right. Yeah, and then there's so many weird chemicals in those things. Even if it was like 1 carb, it always messed my stomach up. Like the sugar alcohols and all that other junk they put in there. Not natural. Yep. Carnivore's natural.
Yeah.
Question from Alex. When is the next UK meetup? Liverpool, maybe. We don't have that on the docket yet. I would love to go back there someday, though.
Absolutely.
Some of the
except this time we'll have Alex drive us around.
Right.
I was on mute, but that's what I was saying too. Except you're not going to drive.
Thomas, Carrie, you look good, dude. I subbed a few years back. Just saw this was live. Oh, thank you, Thomas. I feel good. I feel great.
Carrie, there's another question here. I'm going to pop up for you.
All right. Carrie, would you like Culver's for dinner? I'll take it. I'll take 6 patties, please. Yes.
Next time, Jen, you need to add a super chat to make sure that one goes to the top.
Right. I'm never going to say no to that question. Although I'm probably going to end up getting some of those on the road tomorrow, but I guess we'll see what happens. Hex is asking, are dry roasted nuts okay?
Well, technically not on carnivore. It's not a carnivore food. It's the embryo of a plant. So I would say no, but for you personally, if you can tolerate it, then I'd say go for it. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, it's technically not carnivore, but you could still be in ketosis and eat nuts if you're not eating too many.
And if you're doing a very low carbohydrate diet and you're still having some plants, whether it's vegetables, fruits, or nuts, that's an okay option. But be careful with what they roast it with, because sometimes they put some
Yes.
seed oils to do the roasting, and it's not only roasted, baked, or whatever they're using to cook. Raw nuts are not better than the roasted nuts because all the raw stuff will have the whatever the food it is, phytates, lectins, all the anti-nutrients. So yeah, it would be better to roast them, but it is not a carnivore food, just to be clear.
I'm so glad those days are behind me. That was my keto go-to, was the nuts or the mixed nuts. And it was always like, oh, I can have like 14 of these and I'll be okay. And inevitably I would overeat them and have way too many of them, kind of thing.
Yeah, we were just looking at a package of nuts today and looked at the ingredients and it had both sunflower and soybean oil.
Oh.
Vintage Carnivore. Hubby is on heart medication and thinners. Can he take K2 plus D3? Please and thank you.
I would say consult your physician, because depending on the blood thinners, the K2 might, these
Yeah,
are
not
delicate situations. So
All right. And Big Al. My teeth and gums were hurting for about 3 days and now it's going away. 1 month strict BBBE. Anything new experienced this?
my first thought was, were you eating beef jerky? Because that's what happens to me when I eat beef jerky, is my teeth and gums hurt. Or sometimes you get meat stuck in your teeth.
I was gonna say, you could get meat stuck in your teeth, or sometimes even just chewing a real tough piece of meat can, cause people to have some sore gums because they're not used to chewing that hard all the time. But for most people, I think after a little while, you'll find that, any kind of gum disease and stuff like that, I know there's a lot of people that see a lot of healing with it.
Yeah.
I feel like my jaw's getting
And of
strong
course,
now.
everyone's teeth is a little different.
Hey, we got another super chat. Thank you guys. So generous.
Wow.
I really appreciate it. Carnivore Phil, 15-pound super chat. First super chat ever. Wanted to say thanks for everything, Carrie. Also, new study published in The Lancet linking maternal diabetes with autism in newborns. Oh, I'll have to check that out. You heard of that one,
Wow.
Dr. Nelson?
no, I have not. I'm gonna look it up. But listen, diabetes, it's probably the worst of any of the metabolic disorders, and there's probably a long list of things that just diabetes is at the top of it, in associated risk of everything. So don't doubt it.
Thank you, Carnivore Phil. Really appreciate that.
Carrie,
Yep.
Stan has corrected you. That is not pounds, it's Canadian dollars.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's right. CA. There we go.
So what is that? About 50 cents?
Oh,
Oh, wow. Yikes.
Oh,
Thank you, Carnivore Phil.
poor
Chris
Canada.
Stearns. Here's a good question from Chris. If you could have one, would it be a grill or a smoker? I know it's like picking one kid. Ashley, this is an Ashley question.
no brainer for me. I'm taking the smoker.
Yeah, because you sort of can grill on the smoker, right? But not the other way around.
Not me though, because I can't have the smoked. I would love it, but I can't have it because of the histamine. So for me, it would have to be grilled.
So for Lynn, you got to have a grill. I mean, on the smoker, it just depends on how hot you get it. You can grill anything on there too, or throw the coals throw it right over the coals, and you can grill a steak on that, no problem. So yeah, I'm taking the smoker. Multi-purpose.
Same.
Yep.
It does remind me, though, I do need to grill some more on the smoker. Normally, I just go over to the grill, but I've done some pretty good burgers grilled up on that smoker. Thank you, Chris. We're going to be doing the drawing for the Healing Humanity membership in just a couple minutes. So post your best question with #life. All right, question from Nana. How to know when I no longer need electrolyte supplementation? 7 months carnivore.
Well, the only way to know is to try it out. Start reducing your electrolyte supplementation and till you get down to 0 if you can, and see how things go for a few days. You still feel good, continue on for a few days. You start feeling a little bit sluggish, a little, maybe headaches and some cramping comes back and things like that, then start upping your intake again. What do you think, Dr. Nelson?
You're absolutely correct. I agree 100% with you, so I'm not going to add anything.
I mean, 7 months of electrolyte supplementation, theoretically, though, shouldn't be needed. Usually people need it for maybe the first month as they transition. So that's kind of a long time to be on it. So yeah, I agree that you just need to kind of start to cut back. But if you're using any that has stevia, it may be that you've been doing it for the flavor potentially and not really needing it.
Now, I've been carnivore for 651 days, and I still use them. I don't buy any of the commercial. I'm not saying they're bad, but I don't use any of the commercial. I just mix some salt, sodium salt, and a potassium salt, and I take magnesium. And when I stop taking that or miss a day, I get some cramps. So I always use them.
All right, good questions. Let's see here. D. Lee, Carrie, do you have a date for your meetup at the greatest of all time, Montello Theater? Thank you. I don't know. I got to talk to Jen about that. I don't know where we left off.
I think it was we're going to be July 26th.
I'm looking right now, but I think that was right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's not 100% in stone, but I think that was it.
July 26th. To be officially announced very soon when I get my stuff together.
July 27th, actually, is what I have listed.
All right.
That Saturday, I think, is what we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's my wife's birthday.
Nice.
What a birthday present. Bring her along.
Bring her.
There you go. That would be fun.
Maplewood asks, takes on exercise and how much so it doesn't spike cortisol?
Well, you can join me and Lindy on our exercise. We've been exercising live. Coach Lisa's been leading chair workouts with us. So those are fun and they're short. So it's hard to tell how much, if it's going to spike your cortisol. But Coach Lisa says if you can't talk, you're exercising too much. It's too intense.
All right. Michelle has a question. Do you think getting sleeve surgery can help with appetite on carnivore?
I think it would be a hindrance.
Yeah.
Because with carnivore, you're satiated, you're very satiated, you're not having carbs, and so you're going to lose weight. And with sleeve surgery, you're losing 80% at least of your stomach volume. So it's going to be very difficult to get everything you need with such a tiny little pouch. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think you've got a couple of super chats, Carrie.
Oh, here we go. Rich LeBoy, $10. Thank you so much. Wow, so many super chats tonight. Not a question, but here's a suggestion. We should start our own town and raise cattle.
Yes. Let's do
Come
it.
in. Count me in.
Dr. Nelson will be the mayor.
Yes.
We would probably have to do that either in Texas or Florida. or Tennessee.
Right. Thank you, Rich. Really appreciate that. Oh, wow. Another super chat. Dennis, 20 Canadian dollars.
There you go.
No slight to the doctor on the live stream. Thanks for all your freely given time. Yes, thank you. Thank you to Dr. Nelson, too, for jumping on here and helping us with these questions. Question for Dr. Nelson from D. Lee. I do BBBE. I'm in the middle of the dreaded shingles outbreak. It is so painful. Do you think that this means that my resistance was low? Thank you, and have extreme stress, though.
So I know it can get painful. I'm sorry for you. It's going to pass, though. Carnivore is not magic. I am pretty sure that if you're staying away from everything, all the spices and the plants and all that, I am pretty sure your risk of getting any infection is low. But the virus was already in your body, and at some point it may reactivate. So I am sure if we were to do a study, this will be my prediction. In one group, non-carnivore, maybe, let's say pick a number, 30% will get the shingles at some point. If you're doing carnivore, maybe 15% will get shingles at some point. You can have a stroke, you can have a heart attack. I am pretty sure the risks of those things are going to be less. So it's not, you don't become immune to life problems, okay? So if you're doing carnivore, I'm pretty sure you're decreasing your risk. I know I have decreased my risk. I got a long list of things that I've had. You want to hear the whole list? Come to Yuma, Tennessee. So I'm sorry. I would certainly say take the medication you were given. If you were given a medication, even without medication, it's going to go away. Unfortunately, sometimes some people get post-herpetic neuralgia, which is pain after the infection, heals. But this was already in your body. It's not that you got infected. I know.
All right. Let's see. Carnivore gal, 56 female. I use a Renfo scale. Been carnivore 8 months. My muscle mass number has gone down 4 pounds. What can I do to make it go up? I weigh 160 and my MM is at 101.
You probably needs to go down. I mean, think about the percentage of your muscle that is actually your actual body weight. At a weight of 160 and 101 pounds of muscle, that doesn't give a whole lot of extra space for your organs and everything else. What do you think, Dr. Nelson?
Make sure you're having, obviously, if you're carnivore, you're having most likely enough protein, but you also need to lift heavy things. And, even if you are not able to do a lot, you can start with small weights and work your way up, because the exercise, the resistance, it's what's going to help diminish the rate of loss. When you lose weight, almost always you might lose muscle mass. Okay, so you minimize it by doing resistance work, by providing the protein so your body rebuilds everything that needs to be rebuilt. So we want to minimize. Now it says, am I to assume that 59 pounds is the total weight loss? What was once? Oh, the muscle mass is 101 and her weight, but it doesn't say how much weight total she has lost.
Well, yeah, but she said she weighs 160 pounds and her muscle mass is 101 pounds.
Yeah,
So
but it
that
doesn't
means,
say.
yeah.
what was the initial weight,
Yeah,
because
no.
it's 4 pounds that she has lost in muscle mass, but it doesn't
Yeah.
say how much total weight she has lost.
Yeah.
So as an example, if you lost a total of 40 pounds and 4 of that was muscle, that's not too bad.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd also want to know, like, do you feel strong? Are you able to lift heavy things? Or are you just looking at the number on the scale for your muscle mass? And so if you're feeling weak and you feel like you could get stronger, then absolutely, I mean, we should always be lifting and using resistance. But I wouldn't be too obsessed about the number on the scale, because that leaves basically 59 pounds of your body that's non-muscle. So for your skeleton, your organs, that includes your skin, everything. I'd go by, how do you feel? Like, do you feel strong? Can you lift things?
All right. Good stuff. All right, we got another giveaway to do. We're giving away a 30-day membership to healinghumanity.life. Here we go. The winner is Terry Cargo. Congratulations, you've won a 30-day membership to healinghumanity.life. Adam, how can Terry claim their prize?
Well, Terry, you can go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway, fill out the form, and Lynn will be in touch with a coupon code for you to access your free month at Healing Humanity Life. Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for all your questions. If we didn't get to your question, we apologize. Our membership site's healinghumanity.life. We do regular Q&As there, so we can get your questions answered there if you're interested. Come join us at one of these meetups. Does anyone have anything they want to mention or shout out before we wrap up?
I just published a video today. I've been very slow at getting videos out, so published a video today with Dr. Donald Phillips. He's an ER doctor, and he's also a carnivore, so go check that out when you get a
I haven't
chance.
seen that. I want to check that out. Cool.
Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., Kilt's 5 a.m. meetup. We're giving away 2 tasty air fryers.
Hey,
And we have
very
8
cool.
total left. We gave 2 today. We have 8 more to give over the next few days. So
nice.
Excellent.
you have to be there live to win the tasty air fryers.
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at the meetup on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes. It'd be
Looking
awesome.
forward to it. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Dr. Nelson,
there.
Lynn, Adam, Ashley. Thank you for all your questions. We'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night.
All right.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.